TikTok has created tons of new trends that turns into cultural phenomenons, and one of those trends is aura, and with that, aura farming. Now, what aura farming is basically when people either intentionally or not do something that gains them aura. Usually, it involves a person trying to look nonchalant, which I'm not gonna lie could sometimes be antisocial behavior with a side of autism. But either way, it has taken over TikTok, and more specifically soccer TikTok. It can be the way they play, what they say, how they act, or a combination of those things. And there's now a rise of aura farmers in soccer, and today we'll be talking about the 7 levels of aura farmers, starting at level 1, Kvaratskhelia. Now, he's one of those ones who aura farms without even trying, right? Without the whole nonchalant gimmick, right? He gains aura just by him being him. This man was playing in Russia just 3 years ago, then joined Napoli as an unknown random winger who in his debut year would destroy everybody in the Serie A and the Champions League, breaking their ankles and shit. I mean, who does that coming straight from the Russian league as a 21-year-old? That's just aura right there. That Napoli team with Olise, Kim Min-jae, and him had to be one of the most exciting teams in the recent times because of how surprising they were. I mean, Olise was rated before, but who could have expected a Korean defender from the Turkish league and a Georgian winger from the Russian league to become one of the best players in the world? That unique backstory mystery boosts his aura. Then, after that year, everybody would know how to say Kvaratskhelia. I mean, how many Georgian ballers do you know? He also has that Soviet aura to him that Stalin had, the Stalin aura. Now, I know he might not be the greatest human beings, but you can't lie, he low-key had aura to him, and Kvara got that too. I mean, dude looks like a Wolverine and is doing this to people, faking out whole entire teams and shit. Let's talk about his touches, because some of it is just crazy, man. This man is here creating the Bundesliga logo. He's just aura farming by the way he just plays. And this year, he just farmed even more aura, joining PSG in January, then winning the Champions League with them, and winning 2 leagues in 1 year with PSG and Napoli. I mean, come on, who else is doing that? He has to be on this list. And the next level is Virgil van Dijk. Now, I know what you're going to say. How can you put him here when he's been getting exposed this season with him sticking out his ass and shit? That definitely hurts his aura, though. He's still got aura in his bank to be considered a aura farmer. I mean, this is the same guy who created the concept of aura defending, where attackers would literally trip themselves whenever they got into his vicinity. What other defender in this generation can do that? Nobody. You don't have to believe me, though. You might want to believe this guy named Saliva that says he has aura. He's the boss, and you can feel he's scaring strikers away. And it's not just him glazing him. His own teammates say he has the most aura, talking about how he smells. Now, once people start talking about your smell, that's when you know that you have aura. Don't let the recency bias fool you. 2019 Van Dijk is the best defender in this generation. Everybody knows that crazy stat where nobody dribbled past him that year and was the closest defender that got to winning a Ballon d'Or in this generation. I mean, I want to remind you that it was once Van Dijk got to Liverpool, they started winning the Prem and Champions League. Not when Mane got there or Salah, but Van Dijk. That's how important he is. Now, even having said that, I can't put him any higher because of this season. I mean, he might just be washed. He doesn't even know what aura farming is. Level 3, we have another player whose aura might not be at his peak, and it's Jude Bellingham. Now, the previous year wasn't that great in terms of aura with Madrid and his girlfriend drama, which I haven't kept up with, though apparently he was Lamine Yamal maxing, which I don't know, maybe you guys in the comments can let me know, though. Similar to Van Dijk, he's got the aura in his bank to be included. Let's just think back to a couple of years ago when he was 16, destroying grown men in the championship as a kid. Then at 17, he joins Borussia Dortmund, where he would continue dominating grown men in the Champions League and the Bundesliga, where every top manager was talking about how great he is and every team wanted to sign him. Then at 20, his aura farming reached his peak when he joined Madrid, and right away he started scoring goals like a madman, putting up Ronaldo-esque numbers. Mind you, he came in as a center mid and he was doing this. Even Mourinho said when he stuck out his arms at the Bernabeu at 20, I mean, who else is doing that? That guy was cold that year. He also won the Champions League that year against his former team in the final and assisting in that game. I mean, that's gotta be an all-time aura net gain season ever. I mean, that's just crazy. Then we have to talk about how, and I'm going to put it in the most non-gay way possible, and that he's a good-looking dude, and that definitely helps him aura farm, because when have you seen a person who's ugly be considered to have aura? For example, when has anyone said Ribery has aura? I might say, oh, what a baller he was. Him in Bayern with him and Arjen Robben, oh, they were crazy. Whoop-de-woo. Though I've never heard a person say that Ribéry had aura. I mean, why is that the case? Well, I can let you figure that out. And the level above, we have Jude's ex-teammate Haaland. Now, unlike Bellingham, Haaland mastered the craft of autism maxing, which definitely works in his favor when talking about aura farming, though we can talk about that later. This guy was playing in the Norwegian league until he joined Salzburg when he was 19 and then went from being a son of a former Premier League mid-table player to one of the most talked about players in the world that year when he became the only player in Champions League history to score a first half hat-trick against Genk, which mind you, that was his debut game in the Champions League, and then scoring in Anfield against Liverpool and then 2 against Napoli in his next 2 games, and he was doing that while playing for Salzburg at 19. That's crazy. While he was doing this, he was also autism maxing in his interviews, which yeah, just tripled his aura farming production right there.
Tonight you became the youngest player in UEFA Champions League history to score a first half hat-trick. How are you feeling right now?
I feel very good.
Anything else?
You ask how I feel, I ask.
Then he joins Borussia Dortmund, where he continued to look like an alien, putting up ridiculous numbers while continuing to generate clips with his interviews.
Joe, whoa, we're close now.
Though where he really farmed his aura was when he scored that brace against PSG in the Champions League and hit the Namaste pose, which really triggered PSG, and although they ended up winning in the second game, the point is it felt like Haaland was the main character in that tie, the young up-and-coming superstar, while PSG were the older antagonists who won this time because it wasn't Haaland's time yet to win in the Champions League, though you know he'll be going on to win bigger things in the future. When he joined Manchester City, that's when he got to his top aura farming production. Because when you think about it, he had a lot of haters when he came to the Prem. They were saying that he came from a farmers league, he can't do the same things in the Prem, that's where the real players are. Then you had people like Rory Jennings saying that he won't even score 15 goals.
Haaland will not live up to the expectation. I am so bored. He's going to be the Golden Boot winner. He's going to prove you wrong. Okay, I will take that bet. If he scores 15, it would be a really good season. Okay. That's it. I'm done. How many 15 goals.
I mean, he was basically the average Prem fan, Mr. Establishment guy, and what ended up happening in his debut year would just shut up every one of those haters, because this man was looking like a robot, just scoring in every damn game except against Tottenham, then breaking every type of goal scoring record there is in the Prem. I mean, doing even better than he did in the Bundesliga, and by the end of the year he scored 36 goals in 35 games. You know how crazy that is? He had more goals than games in the Prem. I mean, he was putting up prime Ronaldo Messi numbers in the Prem. I mean, that's just insane. You know you're him when the only thing haters can say is that you're a tap-in merchant. I mean, that's his job, bro, scoring goals. And even other players know how much aura he has. I mean, you see Semenyo in this clip talking about Haaland like he wants to shag him.
That man is tall. My goodness, tall, strong, fast, can finish.
Even in the previous year, people tried to say he was washed just because he wasn't putting up the ridiculous numbers he put up in his debut year. And then people tried to clown him when he told the Harambal enthusiast Arteta to stay humble. Nah, bro, I don't care what games Arsenal ended up winning. He has the right to tell the fraud to stay humble. Because as far as I'm concerned, Haaland did in his first year what Arsenal has never been able to do as a football club in their history, to win a treble with the Champions League. I mean, Arteta's greatest accomplishment is coming second every year in the Prem. What a joke, man. Then just watch this year, man. Arsenal, they're on top of the Prem, just clear, with their competition being Bournemouth, Sunderland, and Tottenham. And watch, they're still somehow going to finish third or second in a one-horse race. That's just what they do. Now that we're on the topic of trebles, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, him winning the Champions League in his debut year, while all those Pep prime Man City teams could never, not even the Centurions. I mean, it took until this man to join them to win the Champions League. I mean, this is on some Van Dijk type of timing. Even just recently, his performance against Israel just gained him aura. Now, YouTube, don't ban me. Though, in that game, he was doing his things for the culture. I mean, this guy was using their own defenders to score. This guy was a man on a mission there. Now, going up a level is going to be a manager, and it's Jose Mourinho. I mean, what other manager has his aura? Only maybe Zidane comes close. Now, Mourinho is this high up because he's the OG aura farmer. This man has been farming aura and clips for 20 plus years. I mean, the number of clips this man has generated over the years is crazy. And this shit just transcends soccer culture because his shit is just clear. I mean, everybody knows I speak, I'm in big trouble.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
You know he has aura when for years his aura carried him in the debate between him and Pep, right? Pep could come up with the craziest, purest tactics, manage the greatest teams. It didn't matter. There would be people that mentioned, but Mourinho, he got the aura though. Even when he fell off, Pep was on top of his game. There were still people who jacked Mourinho. I'm telling you, it's just because of aura, or they're just, I guess, haters of Pep. Watch this prime aura at display in the 2010 Champions League, where he beat the prime 2010 Barcelona, one of the greatest teams in the era, with a bunch of old men in Inter. I mean, how did he do that? Well, some might say haram ball, though I would counter that with it's just the aura. I mean, see this shit right here. I'm not one of those body language type of people, though he low-key punked Pep there. I mean, this man was doing mental warfare. It didn't matter what type of intricate tactic Pep came up with, because Mourinho's aura was always going to defeat whatever tactic Pep would come up with right there. Even his come up is just aura farming. I mean, while most managers are like former players and whatnot, Mourinho was an English translator to a manager and then somehow became the manager himself and then won the Champions League with Porto. Who else is winning the Champions League with a Portuguese team in this era? Then he joins the Prem and starts calling himself the special one, where, you know, you had these English media there calling him arrogant, but it didn't matter because he would back it up with his Chelsea teams, you know, breaking all types of defensive records. I mean, that's just aura right there. Then we're going a tier above because it's Michael Olise, and he's truly one of soccer's greatest aura farmers there is today. This man has perfected the craft of autism / anti-social maxing, because this man is the king of nonchalance, because some of the shit he does, I mean, you just don't see it from any other players in this sport. He refuses to show any sort of emotions, right? He has to protect his aura. I mean, even when he's walking, this guy is aura farming. Like, come on, bro. I know that beanie's mad uncomfortable as shit and he can barely see, bro. You don't have to act nonchalant and mysterious all the time, bro. It's okay to look normal when walking. Then watch this Christmas carol that the Bayern team were singing. You see everyone have a great time. You've got Kane, Musiala, then Tel singing along, smiling. And there's Olise just by himself with a straight face. Like, come on, dude. It's okay to show some emotion. Then his interviews, it's the same thing. Bro just anti-social maxes, which I'm not gonna lie, it's content. And that might be just how he is, which low-key I can relate to though. Which I don't get is how he refuses to show emotions in some of his games. Like, I get it, bro. Sometimes it's cold though. Watch this clip where he scores a 98-minute free kick, top bins. I mean, how often are you going to score a 98-minute free kick? It's okay to celebrate, though maybe that's just how he's built. I mean, I don't know. However, I've managed to find a clip where he finally displays emotions when Bayern won the Bundesliga. He risks his aura, then starts to celebrate and run around, and there you can see he has emotions in him. He's not this robot. Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about his play, and yeah, he's a cold winger. Very techy, very entertaining to watch. Yeah, that definitely helps their aura. I mean, if he wasn't cold and he was just meaty, then the nonchalant gimmick would not have worked. People would have clowned him. But he's cold, he's him. At the top, we have the top boss of aura farming, and it could only be one guy, and it's Cole Palmer. Now, he's the top aura farmer because low-key, he is the creator of aura farming in soccer. I mean, there's a reason why people call him Cole Palmer. That celebration really became the celebration, even though he nabbed it from Morgan Rogers, who got it from Trey Young. Though it was Palmer who made this go clear, right? He also perfected autism maxing, which though it's a bit different compared to Olise, where he seems nonchalant, Palmer seems special. I mean, you watch his interviews, then you realize this guy was meant to play soccer, and if he didn't, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what he would have done. To be honest, even his story is cold. I mean, he was at City being little broed until he grew some testicles and told City to do one because they refused to play him. Then he goes to Chelsea where he becomes the main man, carrying the immediately Chelsea team in 2023 where he was scoring every week it seemed, and it got to a point where City got PTSD from this and now refused to sell Savio to Tottenham because they don't want another Palmer situation. I mean, how do you give a whole entire soccer club PTSD? I mean, yeah, this guy is different though. Fuck, Tottenham could have got Savio if it wasn't him, man. Chelsea, they're always fucking over Tottenham. Fuck Chelsea.
Fuck Chelsea. Chelsea shit. Yeah. Fuck Chelsea. What? Fuck you. Fuck Chelsea. Fuck Chelsea. Pussy.
You know Palmer got aura though because his aura carried him to a Ballon d'Or nomination this year where he became the first player since Neymar to be in top 10 in the voting while not playing in the Champions League. I mean, it's not like he was going crazy in the Prem either. I mean, bro was doing nothing in 2025. He really got to the Ballon d'Or with the Conference League and the Club World Cup. I mean, that aura is just crazy. But yeah, that's the video though. I only talked about the current players, you know, trying to keep it recent. If you guys want all-time players too, write it in the comments, or if you guys have different interesting topics you want me to talk about, then also write that there.